Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're digging into something really interesting one of you sent over.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
It's a survey, quite focused actually, called The Divergent Realities of Generative AI in Education.
Okay, generative AI in education, always a hot topic.
Exactly. And this one looks at just 24 students in 2 university courses. So pretty small scale.
Right, very specific then, not trying to generalize too broadly.
Precisely. The goal here is really to unpack the different ways these students are actually experiencing AI. It feels quite original because it's so focused on their direct perspectives.
I like that, getting beyond the headlines. So what did this pol.is survey find?
Well, the big thing, the central finding, was this really stark split in opinion.
A split? Okay.
Yeah, they identified 2 groups. Group A, they called the enthusiasts, that was 18 students. And Group B, the skeptics, only 6 students there.
Ah, so an imbalance in numbers, but clear groups. What defined them?
Well, the enthusiasts were, really positive. 80% felt excited about AI for learning.
80%, wow.
And get this, 93% used it for stuff like understanding readings. And 87% felt it genuinely increased their knowledge. They saw it as efficient, creative, helpful.
Okay, so really embracing it. What about the skeptics then? The smaller group?
Almost the complete opposite. Every single one, 100%, expressed fear about AI's use in education.
Fear. That's strong.
Yeah, and 83% thought it was basically useless for actual learning. And again, 100% believed it hinders cognitive development.
Whoa. Okay, so divergent realities definitely seems like the right title. It really highlights how subjective the value of AI is, doesn't it? Depends entirely on the individual's viewpoint.
Totally. But interestingly, it wasn't all disagreement. There were some points of consensus.
Oh, like what?
Well, across both groups, a pretty solid majority, 85%, agreed that the courses themselves did a good job teaching them how to use AI effectively.
Okay, that is interesting. So the instruction might be landing, regardless of their overall feelings about AI.
Seems like it. But then you hit these points of sharp division again.
Right.
Like this statement, generative AI helps me have more fun while learning.
Let me guess. Enthusiasts loved it, skeptics hated it.
You got it. 94% agreement from the enthusiasts, but 80% disagreement from the skeptics.
Right. So even with the same training, those pre-existing attitudes, the enthusiasm or the fear, seem to really shape the whole experience.
Exactly. It kind of warns against just rolling out AI tools with a one-size-fits-all mindset,
Definitely. You have to account for these different starting points. What else came out?
The survey also picked up on what the researchers called shadows of uncertainty.
Shadows of uncertainty. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it means areas where students just didn't have strong opinions either way.
Yeah.
Like questions about specific AI tools, say, is Grok the best for students? High pass rates, 65–70%.
Meaning they just skipped the question or chose don't know.
Basically, yeah. Or statements like whether paying for AI subscriptions actually improved performance. 57% passed on that one, too.
That suggests maybe a lack of deep knowledge about the specifics, or maybe just uncertainty about the value proposition.
Could be both. And that subscription point raises fairness questions too, right? Equity and access.
Absolutely. If paid tools offer a real advantage, that creates an uneven playing field. So these uncertainties aren't just trivia, they point to crucial areas needing more discussion.
Yeah, more education, more dialogue, not just technically, but ethically and practically too.
Agreed. Now, you mentioned it was a small sample size, 24 students, and that 18 versus 6 split. We need to be careful about that, right?
Absolutely. Limitations are important here. You can't take these findings and say this is what all university students think. It's not generalizable.
Right, and the imbalance means the enthusiast view dominates the overall percentages, potentially masking the intensity of the skeptics' concerns, even if they are fewer in number.
Good point. And it's a snapshot, isn't it? It shows correlation. Like enthusiasts find AI fun, but not necessarily causation. Do they find it fun because of AI? Or do students who are already engaged just happen to use AI more?
Exactly. We'd need more, maybe longer-term research to untangle that. But even with limitations, what are the main takeaways here? For educators, maybe?
For educators, I think it's recognizing this duality. Students do see value in learning how to use AI. That's the consensus part. But educators also need to be really aware of the deep divisions and anxieties, the cognitive concerns the skeptics raised.
So fostering dialogue seems key. Addressing those uncertainties we talked about.
Definitely. And for students listening.
Well, maybe it's a chance to reflect. Where do you sit on this spectrum? Are you an enthusiast, the skeptic, somewhere in between? And why? Seeing these different views can help you critically assess AI's role in your own learning.
Good advice. What about administrators,
Yeah.
policymakers?
For them, the message is clear. AI in education isn't a simple plug-and-play solution. There are polarized realities. Policies need to be nuanced, flexible, and really consider these different student experiences, especially regarding equity and access.
Yeah, this survey, though small, really does paint that nuanced picture. It shows AI isn't just about the tech. It's reflecting the user's values, hopes, and fears.
Mm-hmm. It's complex.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Given these very different, almost opposing student realities, how can universities and colleges actually build an environment that uses AI's potential effectively?
While also genuinely addressing the real anxieties and concerns some students have.
Right. How do we ensure technology enhances learning for everyone and doesn't just end up creating bigger divides? That's something to think about where you fit into all this.
Hmm.